You ever watch a franchise implode in real time? Like, not in a they lost a few games kind of way, but in a we might have hitched our wagon to the wrong quarterback, and now the other guy is going viral, without even breaking a sweat kind of way? Because that's exactly what's happening right now in Cleveland. The Browns thought they had a good problem. Two promising young quarterbacks vying for the future of the franchise. You had Dylan Gabriel, the clean-cut, stats-friendly rookie with the college resume. On the other side, if you're into the real story and all the messy twists they don't show on highlight reels, go ahead and subscribe. And if you're sticking around to see how this Browns QB chaos plays out, you should definitely be subscribed. Shedeur Sanders. Swagger. Spotlight. Son of Dion. Legacy and expectations stitched into every snap. And while Gabriel's out there throwing pick sixes and fumbling the bag, literally, Shedeur Sanders was sitting on the sidelines, helmet off, cool as ice, and still winning the internet. Let's rewind for a second, because this isn't just about one bad throw or a preseason misstep. This is a slow boil meltdown, a PR debacle disguised as a quarterback battle. And the Browns? They walked straight into it. Dylan Gabriel came into this preseason with something to prove. Oklahoma pedigree, a decent arm, decent mobility, check, check, check. Nothing flashy, but hey, sometimes NFL teams like vanilla, it's dependable, safe, you know what you're getting. Except, when the lights flipped on and the pressure ratcheted up, Gabriel went from solid backup energy to, oh, why is he panicking in the pocket like that? In his first full preseason game, it started okay. A couple quick completions, moving the chains, nothing to write home about. But then disaster. A rush decision turned into a pick six that completely swung momentum. Then came the fumbles, missed reads, and a general sense of chaos every time he dropped back. Meanwhile, Shedeur Sanders didn't even play the full game. He barely needed to. With just a handful of drives, the guy owned the narrative. Poised, controlled, hitting tight windows like it was backyard football. 2 touchdowns, no turnovers, and a QB rating that made even veteran analysts pause. And here's the kicker. He did it while looking like the most relaxed guy on the field. You could feel the shift, even through the TV. Suddenly, it wasn't rookie competition. It was a Shedeur show. Twitter was already cooking up highlight edits. SportsCenter ran the same touchdown pass 6 times in an hour. Even analysts who were skeptical at the draft were now walking it back like, well, you know, we always said he had intangibles. Right, but this goes deeper than stats. This is a battle of vibes. One quarterback looks like he's constantly auditioning, trying to prove he belongs. The other walks in like the part's already his. You know that scene in a sports movie where the grizzled coach is torn between the by-the-book guy and the raw talent who just gets it? That's literally happening in Cleveland. And front office? Oh, they're sweating. Because let's be real, they've invested time, reps, and media spin into Dylan Gabriel. He was supposed to be the guy who didn't rock the boat, a developmental project, who would blossom with structure. But NFL fans don't care about structure. They care about spark. They want someone who makes them believe. And right now, Sanders has the believers on his side. It's not just his name. Though, let's not pretend the Dion connection doesn't play a role. People want to see Shedeur succeed. There's a narrative baked in. And when he plays like he did, oh, it's off to the races. Gabriel, unfortunately, is learning the hard way that being good on paper doesn't matter when you keep coughing up the ball on 3rd and long. His second preseason game was particularly brutal. Overthrown passes, missed hot reads, and a general vibe of someone help me. And every time he flinched, cameras cut to Shedeur, standing on the sidelines, helmet tucked under one arm, nodding calmly like, I'm ready when you are. You could practically hear Browns fans screaming through their screens. And if that wasn't bad enough, the media storm only grew louder. NFL Twitter was eating this up. The Browns' real QB1 is wearing number 2. Why is the future of the franchise not on the field right now? Gabriel needs a PR team, stat. It didn't help that after Sanders' debut, his jersey sales spiked, despite not playing a full half. Gabriel? Crickets. And let's talk body language. Shedeur exudes confidence. Not cocky, just assured. Like he knows he doesn't need to overhype his performance, because the film already speaks for itself. Gabriel, by contrast, looked rattled. The helmet on, the sideline pacing, the 1,000-yard stare after the second turnover. It all screamed pressure. So now the Browns are stuck. Do they stay the course with Gabriel, hoping he'll settle in? Or do they ride the wave of Shedeur mania? One choice feels safe but uninspiring. The other feels electric, but risky. Classic franchise identity crisis. And the fans? Oh, they've already decided. TikToks, tweets, fan art, jersey swaps. Shedeur is being treated like the face of the Browns, even if he's technically QB2. That's not something you can coach. That's momentum. You can't teach viral. What's wild is that Sanders didn't even need a perfect stat line to win the public over. His numbers were solid. 14 completions on 23 attempts, 138 yards, 2 touchdowns. But it was how he played. Composure under pressure. Leadership in the huddle. Command of the offense like a seasoned vet. No panic. No excuses. And when the Browns gave him reps against a second-team defense, he treated it like the Super Bowl. Every throw sharp. Every read clean. This wasn't a rookie learning on the job. This was a rookie snatching the job out from under the incumbent. Let's give out a little award here. Dillon Gabriel gets the right place, wrong era trophy. He might have thrived in a time before social media, before hype culture, before every single play was dissected in 4K slow-mo with TikTok captions. But today, the league moves fast, and perception is reality. And Shedeur, he's not just playing football. He's playing the game around the game. The media, the image, the vibe, that's a different level of talent. The Browns coaching staff now finds themselves in a no-win scenario. If they bench Gabriel, it looks like panic. If they stick with him and he keeps melting down, they risk wasting what could be a breakout year with Sanders. And worst of all, they're not just fighting for wins anymore. They're fighting against the internet. Because once the meme machine decides you're that guy, you either ride the wave or get buried under it. Shedeur's rise is the kind of thing you can't manufacture. It's lightning in a bottle charisma, mixed with actual, undeniable skill. That's rare, and the Browns of all teams might have lucked into it. But will they embrace it, or cling to the safer option and watch the fan base slowly lose its mind? Honestly, at this point, you can practically hear the clock ticking. One more fumble from Gabriel, and it's a wrap. One more smooth touchdown drive from Shedeur, and the QB competition narrative will officially become a punchline. Oh, you thought we were done? No. This is the Browns we're talking about. If there's one franchise that knows how to turn a quarterback controversy into a full-blown Greek tragedy with fumbles, tweets, and fan meltdowns as the chorus, it's Cleveland. Let's keep peeling this mess back, because what's happening with Shedeur Sanders and Dillon Gabriel isn't just about football. It's about optics, identity, who the Browns want to be versus who they actually are. And the longer they delay the inevitable, the uglier it's going to get. We're already seeing the ripple effects. Inside the locker room, players talk. They know who's got it and who doesn't. It doesn't matter how many team-building activities or forced press conferences you throw at them. Those guys see it firsthand in practice. When Shedeur walks into the huddle, there's a calm. Guys lock in. There's a presence. Like this dude is serious. With Gabriel, there's hesitation. Not disrespect, but not belief either. It's that silent uncertainty that creeps in when the backup starts looking like the starter and the guy under center starts looking over his shoulder. You know what this feels like? That one episode in every workplace sitcom where the charming new hire shows up and suddenly the longtime employee realizes they're not the favorite anymore. It's awkward. It's tense. People start trying too hard, making unforced errors, spiraling. That's what's happening to Gabriel. And to be clear, this isn't about hating on the guy. Gabriel has the tools. He's clearly worked hard, earned his shot. But sometimes the moment swallows you. And unfortunately for him, Shedeur showed up not just ready for the moment, but built for it. Let's talk about leadership. Everyone throws that word around like it's just about yelling, "Let's go," and clapping on the sideline. But real leadership, that's poise when everything's collapsing. That's turning a 3 RD and 12 into a touchdown because you kept your cool scanned the field, and delivered a laser between defenders. Sanders did exactly that. Twice. And the thing is, you feel it when you watch him. He's not forcing plays. He's orchestrating them. Like a chess player 3 moves ahead, already diagnosing the defense before the snap. And it's smooth. Almost unfairly smooth. Like the game slows down for him, while everyone else is stuck in double speed. Meanwhile, Gabriel's running around like he's trying to defuse a bomb with 5 seconds left. Every snap looks like an adrenaline spike. He's twitchy in the pocket, eyes darting, feet bouncing like he's waiting for disaster. And more often than not, disaster obliges. Let's go back to that now infamous pick six. Clock ticking. Browns near midfield, drive looking promising, and bam. He stares down the receiver, telegraphs the throw, corner jumps the route, takes it to the house. The stadium groans. The coaching staff tries to keep their faces still. And on the sideline, Shedur's expression doesn't change. That's the scariest part. He doesn't flinch when Gabriel fails. He doesn't gloat. He just waits, like he knows it's only a matter of time. And the fans? They're already treating Sanders like he's the chosen one. There are Browns diehards posting throwback mashups of Deion Sanders highlights with Shedur clips spliced in. Some guy made a music video set to Power by Kanye. We've entered full myth-building mode. It's happening, whether the Browns want to admit it or not. And the pressure on the coaching staff is reaching, should we blame the equipment manager, levels. They're now juggling media questions about who's starting, players privately asking for more Shedur reps, and a front office that's starting to realize their development plan might need to be tossed in the shredder. Because here's the deal. NFL teams love their plans until reality body slams them. Then suddenly everyone's evaluating options and taking it week by week. Let's talk post-game pressers, because, oh my God, the awkwardness. Gabriel, bless him, trying to hold it together, talking about execution and learning opportunities. You could almost see the gears grinding in his head. Don't show fear. Don't cry on camera. Then Shedur steps up, calm, collected, full suit, drops a couple respectful comments about doing his job, praises his teammates, and walks off like he's been doing this since birth. It's different, and the media sees it. The fans see it. Even the opposing teams see it. You think those second-string defenders won't admit they got diced up by a rookie in his first preseason? Nope. But they are. Because when a guy carves you up that cleanly, there's nothing left to do but tip your hat and hope he doesn't go full franchise QB on your actual starters. And again, the Browns didn't expect this. They wanted to ease Shedur in. Let him learn behind the scenes. Maybe redshirt him a little. Give Gabriel a longer leash. But you can't ease a guy in when he's already halfway to taking over the stadium. Gabriel was supposed to be the bridge. Now he looks like a speed bump. And let's not forget how much this has turned into a branding war. Sanders already has endorsement buzz, social media presence, crossover appeal. He's the kind of guy that makes even casual fans stop scrolling. That's powerful. That sells jerseys. That fills seats. The Browns haven't had a quarterback with that level of cultural capital since, honestly, maybe ever. Baker had flashes of it, but it fizzled out. Manziel had it for like 5 days. But Shedur, this feels real. And you know teams love marketability almost as much as touchdowns. So now you've got this perfect storm. A young QB who's already proven he could deliver, a fan base practically rioting for change, a team desperately trying to manage the narrative, and a veteran coaching staff that's slowly realizing they might be on the wrong side of history if they don't act fast. But let's just play devil's advocate. What if the Browns try to slow walk this? Stick with Gabriel for continuity. Tell the press that Shedur needs more time to develop? Yeah, good luck. Every incomplete pass from Gabriel will feel like a crime against football. Every 3-and-out will trigger, put in Shedur chance. Every camera cut to him on the bench will feel like wasted potential. It's not just pressure, it's inevitability. Because when the city falls in love with a quarterback, they don't wait around for coaching staff spreadsheets. They want magic, and magic doesn't wait its turn. You can feel this story writing itself. If the Browns pivot to Sanders now, They become the bold franchise that saw the light and adjusted. If they wait too long, and he comes in later to rescue the season, he's a savior, and they still look lucky. But if they stick with Gabriel too long, let the season slip, and then bring in Sanders, that's incompetence. That's franchise malpractice. That's ESPN panel screaming for 6 straight hours territory. We're not just watching a quarterback battle. We're watching the birth of a new face of the league. And whether you're in Cleveland, Colorado, or completely team neutral, it's fascinating to watch a player go from rookie with potential to heir apparent in real time. So buckle up, because unless the Browns want to be known as a team that fumbled their most promising QB in decades, again, they better read the room. Shedeur Sanders isn't just knocking on the door. He's got the key, and he's already rearranging the furniture. And if you've made it this far, you know you've got thoughts. So drop a comment. Who should start week 1? Are the Browns brave enough to let the future begin now? Or are we in for a few more weeks of quarterback roulette? Either way, the drama is only heating up. So hit that subscribe button, because we're just getting started. And hey, if you hear wild cheering from the dog pound in a couple weeks, it probably means Shedeur is finally taking the field. And somewhere on the bench, Gabriel's wondering what could have been. Oh, we are so not done yet. Because what's happening in Cleveland right now isn't just a quarterback switch-up. It's a full-blown identity crisis with extra drama sprinkled on top. If this were a Netflix series, we'd be right in the juicy mid-season twist. The fan favorite finally takes the throne, and the guy who was supposed to be the hero is slowly becoming a footnote. And let's not lie to ourselves. This is exactly the kind of chaos the NFL lives for. So let's imagine it's game day again. Gabriel's starting. The crowd is kind of meh. There's no electricity, no anticipation, no, this might be the game that changes everything feeling. It's just going through the motions. A check down here, a broken play there, a poorly timed delay of game penalty, and boom, the drive stalls. Again, the fans aren't booing yet, but they're definitely scrolling Twitter. And what are they seeing? Clips, replays, stats from last week. And all of them are about Shedeur Sanders. He's not even on the field, and he's dominating the conversation. That's power. That's something you can't coach, you can't scheme, you can't fake. It's just there. And the Browns? They're slowly realizing they've got a PR bomb with a ticking timer, and the wires are starting to spark. Because for every week they delay giving Shedeur the keys, the fan base gets louder, the noise gets messier, and the team's credibility starts leaking like a busted Gatorade cooler. And let's not forget, this is Cleveland. The fans have been through it. They've seen disasters. They've lived through 30 quarterbacks in 25 years, broken dreams, bad trades, worse coaching. They know when the wheels are coming off, and they can smell the smoke already. They're not dumb. They know that Shedeur isn't just a shiny new toy. He's the guy, the future, the quarterback you build your franchise around, not just plug in when your starter tweaks his ankle or gets benched in the fourth. He's got presence, confidence, and maybe most importantly, hope. And if there's one thing Cleveland fans have been desperate for since the Brady Quinn days, it's hope. So now we've got 2 quarterbacks, one quietly unraveling under the weight of expectation, and the other casually collecting fan worship, like it's frequent flyer miles. And the locker room, oh, don't even pretend they're not paying attention. NFL locker rooms are like high school hallways, but with more protein shakes. People whisper. They notice who's clicking, who's getting the ball out fast, who's leading, and who's looking like they're one more bad snap away from totally losing it. And the thing is, Shedeur, he gets it. He knows what he walked into. He's not just trying to earn the spot. He's orchestrating the whole narrative around it, from the pressers to the post-game quotes to the way he handles himself on camera. This guy knows he's in the middle of a moment, and he's handling it like a seasoned vet, not some kid fresh out of college. Gabriel, though, you can see it in his eyes. This isn't the way it was supposed to go. He was promised time, development, a shot, and now it's all slipping away in front of millions of viewers. Every snap is like Russian roulette. Every incompletion feels like a countdown to irrelevance. And the coaching staff? You think they're sleeping? Not a chance. They're reviewing every frame of film, desperately trying to justify sticking with Gabriel. We need more reps. He just needs to clean up his reads. We're confident in his progress. Please, that's coach speak for we have no idea how to explain this disaster without looking like we botched the entire offseason. And then there's the media. Oh, they love this. Talk shows, podcast segments, slow motion breakdowns on Monday morning. Everyone's dissecting the same question. Why is Shedeur not starting yet? It's reached that fever pitch where even former players are weighing in. Retired QBs calling into radio shows. Analysts throwing up side-by-side stat comparisons on national television. And every single time, Shedeur comes out looking like the guy who's already 10 steps ahead. Even his bad plays get spun positively. That incompletion? Actually smart pocket awareness. Meanwhile, Gabriel could hit a 15-yard slant perfectly, and Twitter would still be like, mid. That's the difference. When momentum turns on you, it's merciless. It doesn't care about your college numbers or your potential. It cares about who's moving the needle, who's making fans feel something. And right now, Gabriel feels like a spreadsheet. Shedeur feels like a story. Let's pause for a second and just appreciate how absurd this is. We're not talking about a guy who came in with low expectations and barely beat out a struggling veteran. We're talking about a rookie who's turning heads without even playing full games, who's gone from developmental pick to walking headline in a matter of weeks. There are already calls from analysts to name him the starter not because Gabriel is failing, but because the entire locker room vibe is different when Shedeur is on the field. Think about that. You know how rare it is to have a rookie completely change the team's energy? It's like watching someone light a match in a room filled with fog, and suddenly, everyone can see clearly. That's what Sanders is doing. And here's the irony. The Browns have been chasing a guy like this forever. They've had hype draft picks. They've had guys with big arms, with big swagger, with big resumes. But they've never had someone who could command the team, the media, and the fans all at once like this. It's like they ordered a franchise quarterback off the wish list, and it actually showed up. So what happens next? Simple. The Browns either lean into it or they blow it. There is no middle ground anymore. If they hesitate, if they overthink it, if they drag this thing out trying to protect egos or stick to the plan, they risk missing the moment completely. Because this isn't just about who can throw a better out route. This is about direction, tone, culture. You put Shedeur Sanders under center week 1, and you're sending a message. You're saying, this is our future, and we're not waiting for it to knock. You stick with Gabriel just to avoid controversy? That's fear-based football. And fear-based football gets you 7 to 10 seasons, hot seat rumors, and another rebuild in 3 years. Shedeur is more than just ready. He's inevitable. And when he finally does take the field as the official QB1, that place is going to erupt. The jerseys will fly off shelves. The tweets will explode. And the Browns might finally feel like a team that's turning a corner. Not just because of talent, not just because of stats, but because they recognize a star rising and actually had the guts to follow it. So your move, Cleveland. The clock is ticking. The fan base is restless. And Shedeur Sanders is waiting, calm, collected, and ready to walk into the spotlight that's already shining directly on him. If you've ever watched the start of something big, this is that. Let's see if the Browns are brave enough to let it happen. And you've been here for the whole saga. So now I need to know, do you start Shedeur now or ride it out with Gabriel and pray for a miracle? Drop your hottest take in the comments. Oh! And if you live for these NFL meltdowns, franchise dramas, and rookie takeovers, hit that subscribe. Because this season, it's only just begun. And something tells me we're going to have a lot more to talk about.